Seattle doesn't ease you in, it sweeps you up. One minute you're sipping coffee with rain on the window. The next you're staring at Mount Rainier like it's dropped straight out of the sky. This city is different. Espresso and salt air, seaplanes over Ballard, neon blending down Pine and Pike, rain on Cedar Ferry, horns before sunrise. And yeah, it's got its quirks, traffic, gray days, and the price of submission. But what you get in return, life with a pulse. Because Seattle isn't just trying to impress you, it's daring you to keep up. And at the end of this video, you'll know exactly why so many of us never leave. I've watched this city wake up in the fog rolling off of Queen Anne Hill and fall asleep under the ferry lights, drifting across Elliott Bay. Seattle doesn't change, it shape shifts. You smell the salt before you see the water, espresso steam mixing with rain, sneakers slapping the pavement on Pike Street. That's the city's pulse, soft, stubborn, and alive. Because to really understand Seattle, you've got to start where everything else begins. The land is widely beautiful. It is alive. Seattle doesn't sit still, it exhales. The land here is a living system. Salt air, shifting light, mountain flexing off the horizon. Drive 10 minutes, the world flips on you. One side is mist over Lake Union, the next fir trees, forest climbing towards the Cascade. Mount Rainier rises like a myth because it refuses to be in the distance. The smell of salt off of Elliott Bay before you ever see it. Even the light feels alive. The rhythm drives everything here. When the sun stretches past 8 p.m. in July, the city hums, seafarer boats cross the water of Puget Sound, people fill the parks, festivals spill into the streets. By November, the light pulls back, cafes glow warmer, trails fall silent, and the sound grows still. A few weeks ago, I was showing a home in Magnolia. The sky cracked open, the sound silver and endless, and my clients, a military family relocated from Georgia, just stopped in mid-sentence. One whispered, "It doesn't even feel real." I laughed because I've heard that so many times. But then she said, "I think this might be the first place that made me stop talking." And that is huge. That's what this land does. It hushes you and reminds you who's really running the show. If you're ready to find your rhythm here, the view that makes you stop in mid-sentence, the block that feels like home, reach out to us. We are your local real estate team of choice, built right here in the neighborhoods we serve. Call, text, or email us anytime. All of our information is in the description and below. Let's find the Seattle that moves you. Microclimates change the actual day-to-day life here. Here's the wild truth nobody warns you about. Seattle doesn't just have weather, it has personality. You can start your morning under the silver mist of Queen Anne. If you cross the Ship Canal Bridge, you'll find Georgetown is already throwing sunlight around like it's confetti. By the time you hit Bellevue, the temp bumps up 3 degrees and the whole sky has shifted its attitude. But these aren't just weather quirks. They dictate how people actually move. Come summer, when the daylight drags past 9 p.m., the whole city wakes up. You'll hear hydroplanes skimming across Lake Washington. You can smell barbecue drifting over Green Lake. You see patios until the last drop of sunlight. Then fall hits, the daylight shrinks. Then you feel Seattle pivot a little bit. The air turns sharper in Ballard. Fog stacks low over Lake Union, and everybody quietly reverts, like they get cozy. The University of Washington actually calls it hibernation mode. Biologically normal as long as you keep moving and you keep talking. And the question I have for you is, what's your weather patch? Where you live, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Do you chase the sun, the rain, or the quiet after the storm? I mean, just let me know. There's a reason locals talk about the weather like it's a sport. Everyone's got a strategy. Some chase clear skies down West Seattle. Others lean into the drizzle with trail shoes and podcasts. You start realizing that Seattle's forecast isn't background noise, it's a shared language. Microclimates make the ordinary feel somatic. They shape communities, moods, even relationships. You pick your zip code like you pick your season. If you live in Seattle, the outdoors isn't something you do. It's the backdrop to your entire identity. Paddleboarders come out, dogs are everywhere, and every patio seat in Seattle disappears by noon. Summer is Seattle's social engine. Step outside and the first thing you catch is the roar of the hydroplanes over Lake Washington. People on pedal boards drop their pedals. Baristas lean out of cafes. Kids cover their ears, but everyone's laughing. It's chaotic, it's loud, but it's 100% Seattle. Seafair isn't just an event, it's a civic ritual. Around 300,000 people line the streets for the parade every year, camping overnight to claim their spot. By October, the energy turns inward. Everything shifts. You have leaves falling in Discovery Park. You have families piling in pumpkin trains outside of Snohomish. The fog is draping over Lake Union, and the smell of cedar and rain hangs in the air. Seattleites don't stop going outside. They just dress like waterproof lumberjacks with a $5 latte in hand. And here's the interesting thing though. Seattleites don't pretend it's still summer. They lean into the dark. You'll see headlights bobbing around Green Lake trails at 6 a.m. You'll see cycling cutting through the mist and coffee shop glowing like a campfire. Seattle's relationship with the outdoors isn't an escape. It's about integration. Nature blends into daily life. People here don't ask, are you outdoorsy? They ask, what trails are you hitting this weekend? Seattle doesn't have normal season. It shapeshifts. The city's mood swings harder than the playlist on shuffle, and somehow that is the magic. Summer, that's the headline act. You smell salt, sunscreen, and barbecue smoke before you can even see the water. Hydroplanes over Lake Washington, the Blue Angels slice the sky, and the whole city hits the festival mode like it's making up for lost time. Seafair weekend, that's the civic adrenaline. 300,000 people camping out for the show, lakefronts packed, sounds echoing through the skyline. Even the Seattle freeze can't even survive this kind of sunlight. Then fall slides in and drops a tempo. Maples turn red on Queen Anne. Rain hisses on the warm pavement, and people finally show their strides. Families pile into cars for Snohomish pumpkin trains. Music turns just crazy, and you start craving soup again. Fall reminds the stillness is not boring. It's the city's catching its breath. Winter gets blamed but misunderstood. The rain doesn't ruin everything, it sets the mood. By spring, everything is perfect. You have cherry blossoms everywhere. The air smells, just so great and moist. Caffeine everywhere. And then you'll say, I'm staying another year. You can tell who's local the first 60-degree hits. Newcomers are curious. The locals are in shorts and iced lattes like the 4th of July. Seattle doesn't have 4 seasons, it has 4 moods. If you can ride those shifts, you stop just living in Seattle and start syncing with it. Seattle isn't one city, it's 10 personalities sharing a zip code. Capitol Hill, alive, vibrant, tons of things to do. You can get midnight espresso, punk bars that still smell like last night's concert, rooftop gardens hanging over Pike and Broadway. It's the heartbeat of Seattle. Think of Ballard as a handshake between old Seattle grit and new Seattle money. Downtown is getting its swagger back. Pike Place is loud, the waterfront alive, and every summer festival is basically a crowd therapy for the city that craves connection. Alki Beach glows orange at sunset. Head north and you'll hit Green Lake and Finney Ridge, which you have the slow coffee mornings, the leash in hand and pastry in the other kind of living. fall smells like cedar and rain here. The average home prices land around $825,000. You can walk 5 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes to South Lake Union, and that is the sweet spot for buyers chasing balance. Go south, and the soul gets louder. You have Columbia City, Beacon Hill, which hums of culture and history, food from every continent, block parties every weekend, and you feel the lineage of art, the activism, and the people's pride in keeping the community local. You can still find single-family homes here around $550 to $650 per square foot, and it's roughly a 12-mile light rail ride to downtown, faster than most people expect. All right, it's your turn. Drop your favorite Seattle neighborhood vibe in the comments. Where do you hang out? Where do you eat? What pocket of the city actually feels like you? And I really do read every single one. And if you're still figuring that out, that's where we come in. We're your local real estate team, matching lifestyle to neighborhood identity. Because the wrong vibe in the right house still feels wrong. But all of that personality comes with trade-off. Before you fall for the view, let's talk about what it really takes to live here and why it's not as simple as the headlines make it. Seattle's story used to be simple: tech, coffee, and repeat. Amazon built the skyline, Microsoft wired the DNA, but that era is fading. Seattle's economy is evolving, scrappier, greener, and more human. You can feel it shifting. The jet fuel that once hung over Soto now smells like espresso and sea air drifting off the Duwamish. Those cranes in South Lake Union, they're not just for cloud towers anymore. Some are lifting biotech labs and clean energy startups. The old warehouse in Soto hum again. Coffee roasters, video studios, and urban market spaces. Georgetown Industrial Strip, once all engines and grease, now buzz with client tech startups and fabrication shops. The Downtowns Association 2025 report shows summer foot traffic up 38% since 2019, not powered by office workers, but by culture. Street festivals, food pop-ups, retail, that's what's keeping downtown alive. Every block party, art walk, and food truck market is pumping oxygen into the local businesses. The next economy might be green. Tribal partnerships, salmon restoration, and sustainable construction aren't side hustles anymore. They're payoffs. The City of Seattle's Tribal Nation Summit calls it the next phase of civic recovery. Cultural stewardship and indigenous-led co-governance shaping how Seattle builds, eats, and grows. The Duwamish communities aren't historical footnotes, they're co-authors in the city's new economy. The future here isn't about valuations, it's about values. So yeah, Amazon might have built the skyline, but this next wave is building identity. Here's the thing about Seattle's real estate. It doesn't just rise and fall with the market, it moves with the city's pulse. Even the housing market beats in sync with the same rhythm. Waterfront listings surge when sunlight stretches past 9 p.m. Then, as the fall sets in, buyers chase cozy neighborhoods like Green Lake and Finney Ridge suddenly feel like sanity wrapped in cedar siding. And sometimes the city literally interrupts you to remind you why you're here. Each neighborhood hits its own frequency. Downtown in Beacon Hill, skyline views mixed with backyard chickens and late-night pho. Over in Capitol Hill, drag brunches, rooftop bars, and espresso collide into one ongoing block party. No two zip codes speak the same dialect here. Average prices vary widely, that's the point. A classic North Seattle Craftsman runs between $700 and $750 per square foot, while newer townhomes on Capitol Hill hover closer to $950 to $1,000 per square foot for that walk to everything lifestyle. Head south to Beacon Hill and you'll still find detached homes around $575 per square feet, often with a yard and skyline view. Commute-wise, Finney Ridge to South Lake Union is about 15 minutes in light traffic, while crossing the West Seattle averages between 20 and 30 minutes once the bridge clears. That is the city's stress valve. Modern home prices hover around 875,000, but don't let that number fool you. Value here is personal. Some buyers trade square footage for sky views. Others give up garages for walkable coffee and kayak access. Seattle's market doesn't reward conformity, it rewards awareness. Knowing the rhythm of when and where to buy and what kind of life you want once you do. Seattle isn't a fling city. It's not the kind of place you test out and forget about it. It's the kind that rewrites you quietly until one day you've realized you have stopped checking flight prices to anywhere else. People move here chasing jobs, chasing mountains, chasing some version of peace. But what keeps them here isn't opportunity, it's adaptation. This city changes and somehow you change with it. Winters, yeah, they're dark like today. Everyone wrapped up like an Arctic explorer waiting for the caffeine and daylight like today. You see it in the library meetups, in Sunday assembly, a local movement that melts the so-called Seattle freeze, which in my opinion is not true. Seattle doesn't wait for the sun to make connection, it manufactures it. Then summer hits and the place is just beautiful. This city throws its joy like it's confetti after months of rain. By fall, everything exhales. Parent Map calls it family ritual season. You realize Seattle isn't one personality, it's four that take turns. Somewhere in that rotation, the hibernation, the eruption, the ritual belonging sneaks up on you. The darkness stops feeling heavy. The rain starts to sound like rain. Because Seattle doesn't just let you live in it, it asks you to live with it. It makes you earn your place. And that's exactly why it feels so good when you do. And just when you think you figured the city out, that's when it surprises you again. Seattle's not for the half-committed, and that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. It tests you, it challenges your patience, but if you let it, it'll change your whole rhythm of life. From the coffee steam rising through the gray morning like today, to the roar of the seafarer bouncing off Lake Washington, every season here shapes a different version of you. If that sounds like the life you're trying to chase, reach out. My team is the local real estate team of choice here in Washington, and we help people find their place in this city every single week. Call, text us, or email us anytime. All of our information is in the description. And when you're done here, hit the play button to the Seattle's Unfiltered playlist below. It's your insider map to Seattle's neighborhoods, lifestyle, and real talk about what living here really feels like. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you on the next one.